Hi, everybody, and welcome to Weekly Inspiration. Um, I was thinking about myself today, and I say, when I teach, I jump right away into the subject. No story to be told, no jokes. Usually, I tell my jokes and story on the Sabbath, on Saturday, so we get only the people who come here to our backyard on Saturday to enjoy the story and the joke. But I want to share with you. So today, as my wife had to go to the dentist, when I drop her off, and she said to me, "Please come back in about 50 minutes." Uh, we save like this on Uber or on parking, so it's a good idea. And I decided to surprise her and go to All Food to get some different food, some healthy stuff, vegan, and all this and that. As I'm getting there, I see a line of people. So, whoa, that's not going to be 45 minutes. The time I'm dropping you off and come back to her location, going to be a problem. Let's find another Whole Food closer to her. I'm going to the Whole Food, that's another line with different sign and this and that. So I'm sitting and I'm start thinking while I'm in the car, what happened to us? What happened? I mean, if I would tell you 2 years ago, you're going to All Food, no big deal, right? You don't need to wait, you don't need a mask, you don't need anything. So it seems like life is pushing us into something. I don't want to tell you what it is. I'm not God, I don't know. But I just want to share a story like what happened to me today, as we all need to understand that the universe want to tell us something. That how do you appreciate thing you already have is only by not having it in a normal way. Supermarket is not the same way. Meeting people is not the same. So instead of feeling sorry for ourselves, which we often do, I think we need to get into places where we appreciate what we have and have gratitude, not for the sake of manners, more for the sake of enjoy it again. How can you enjoy something you already have again and again and again? Simply by getting into places that you have gratitude and you have an awe, what happens if I lose it? You can call it awe or fear, respect. We need to have that drive because that drive gets you going in life and make you like look at life totally different. You start to appreciate everything around you. Include going shopping in a supermarket. Include parking your car. Include talking to people. We become more alone. And the people who try to be in a group get punished by being sick or by being judged. So it's a different time if you think about it. So even before I start the lecture, just want to share it with you, and I'm not telling you what to do, it's just a thought, just an idea of us finding the blessing within this COVID, within this, whatever your country, my country is going through, your city, my city, there is a blessing in it. And I just hope and wish that when we come back to normal, we still, when we park the car in a supermarket, we'll still be like, oh my God, I can actually go to the supermarket. Oh my God, I can hug a person. Oh my God, I can kiss a person. Oh my God, I can dance. And that's what I hope for all of us, that we will look at everything from a baby point of view, baby eyes. So everything has so much gratitude, and from that, we can enjoy life. That's what I wish for ourselves, and I hope that clear to all of us as we approaching the end of negativity, as I said 6 months ago, and approaching positivity. But the people who jump to positivity will be two types. The one who are angry about what happened to them, basically 9 or 10 months was taken away from your life, building yourself, to the one who built himself. So the one who didn't build himself will be angry after that. The one who did build themselves will say, wow, thank God for that time. It gave me a time to pause and start thinking, what do I need to do? How I need to change? How I need to appreciate? And for those people, the off-corona time will be one of the best time. For the people who don't build themselves until we have the cure and the vaccine and everything else, you will suffer. So be careful. This is whatever months left, one month, 2 months, 3 months until we're all going out to the street again. You gotta appreciate. You gotta appreciate small thing. And until it's over, you can appreciate your curtain in the house, your shoes, your socks. Start talking to everything, your table. Start talking to everything with gratitude. And by doing that, you will be happy. You will be much more happy. Anyway, let's jump into this week portion. This week portion called Vayetze. Vayetze Yaakov in Beersheva. Yaakov is leaving Beersheva, the city Beersheva, in the south part of Israel. I wanted to let you know tomorrow we're packing everything for Thanksgiving to send it to the army all over the world. If you still want to be part of it, we're helping soldiers to send them meals. So you can do it. So I know we're packing it tomorrow. So thank you for all the volunteers who come to help. And thank you for the people who donate the money for and make it happen. Thank you for America to make that dream come true. And we are very happy to donate it. To those of you who want to help with that, please text Debbie after that. Tomorrow will be better. Anyway, so Yaakov, Jacob, remember last week, Parsha, continue with the story, running away from Esau. Esau is angry with him. He feels like he stole his blessing, even Yaakov didn't. But you know, misconception sometimes feel like the truth. And he's living, and you know, when somebody like Jacob leave a town, everybody knows that he left the town. You know, he left. And as he's leaving, he's falling asleep. And he puts some stone under his head. Doesn't seem comfortable like the pillow man on TV, but that's what he could put under his head. It doesn't mean he put it for comfort. The stone represents something. It said that he took basically 12 little stones and they gathered to become one, like the 12 tribes that will come from him, that's called the Israelite. And he fell asleep and he dreamed, and there was a ladder where angels going up and down, and he saw God on top of the ladder. And I said, I'm the God of your father and grandfather. He said, the land you are sleeping on will be given to you as a gift for your generation to come. I will sleep only on one stone. Well, that stone was condensed within it. It was the nano stone that in it was the whole Eretz Israel, the whole land of Israel. And then he's telling him that in the end of time, your people, the Israelite, will rule the world to make it a better place to be. And of course, the question being asked, why Jacob people? What make it Jacob so special? That's what we're going to talk about. Jacob woke up and he say, wow, I didn't know there is God here. Why didn't you know? God is everywhere, right? And then he continued to say, wow, this place is unbelievable. It's got to be the house of God, and that's the gate to heaven. So he woke up in the morning, and he took that stone he's leaning on, and he turned it into an altar, and he called that place Bet El, the house of El, the house of God, from the point of Chesed. And the name of this town was Luz first. Is everything okay there? Debbie make faces, so I have to ask everything okay. She does this face. I was supposed to make you laugh. I have the cameraman in front of me, which is Debbie, and that's what she does. So I'm worried something happened. I don't know, maybe somebody quit, maybe somebody's upset with what I say. That's all the expression I have. I don't have in front of me people like I used to have. Now I have Debbie and the camera. Can you imagine that I see Debbie do this? Now I'm worried. What happened? Something. She's laughing now, so it's good. Anyway, so he said, Jacob said, listen, God, if you take care of me, and you give me bread and food and clothes to wear, I will go back to my father, and you will be my God. Wow. That's a good deal. It's a good deal. It seemed like an issue here. God is coming to talk to you. He's opening a table for two, having a nice dinner, and telling you he will take care of you. And then you look at God and say, well, God, I'll tell you something. If you take care of me, I'll tell you what. I give you tithing, I take care of you too. That's God needed. And of course the Zohar mentioned that. And the Zohar said, he didn't know if the dream was real. He had a dream. And he said, do I know that what the dream is real? Yes, I dreamed that. But I don't know if the dream is a dream. Of course, what is a dream when you dream? Is a dream is real? Sometimes it is real, sometimes it's half and half, sometimes it's not real at all. For that reason, it's I don't know if that dream come from a real place or not. Which means it's not that he didn't believe in God. He didn't want to believe in himself. Not from insecurity reason, for being humble. He said, well, I mean, can you imagine, let's talk about you for a second. You wake up in the morning and God came to you in your dream. And God is talking to you from the roof of your house. And you see some little angel going up and coming down. And then and coming down. And God opening the ceiling of the house and say, hello, hello, hello. I am God. This is all going to be your land. All the money. There. So you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, say, wow, that's a weird dream. That's kind of, who am I going to talk to about that dream? But you know what? There's only one person I can talk to about that dream, God. You know what? Let me go back to my bed where the pillow is. Hold the pillow. Say, dear God, I had a dream, and I don't know if I'm fooling myself, but if that's really going to happen, I want to make sure that I have gratitude. Why is Jacob show gratitude? Because without gratitude, you have nothing. Why? It's not a punishment. What is gratitude? Gratitude looks like a cup. Very simple. You want to know what gratitude is? You have a cup. I'm giving you a gift. If you have a cup, you enjoy my gift. If you don't have a cup, you don't enjoy your gift. It all depends simply on the cup. The cup made from gratitude, appreciation, being thankful for everything. Everything is amazing. You know? You ever saw how kids appreciate toys? And how dog appreciate treat? And how human appreciate each other when they miss each other. There's a story about gratitude. It's a sad story, but it's very powerful. It was in Poland. It was two Orthodox Jewish people who were about to get married. And the Nazi walk in, and they split them to the camp, women camp, men camp. They didn't see each other. For 3 years, he was sent to a working camp, and she was sent to the laundry camp. And I don't need to tell you, after almost 2 years not seeing each other, they were one day before the wedding. They say to each other before they separate, if we had the chance to come back, let's meet in the palace where the wedding was supposed to take place. So they did so, and they approached that building that was destroyed in the war. She approached it from the one side, but you need to know, I don't need to tell you. I mean, they lost weight not because they want to lose weight. Few teeth are missing. Her lips doesn't have lipstick for 3 years. No shower. It's not exactly they shave her head. A way to meet each other. His clothes not exactly a suit. But they want to see each other. So as they walk into the building, on the wall was a broken mirror. All of a sudden they see how they look like. They didn't look at themselves for 3 years. She was so embarrassed and started saying, listen, I'm sure you want to marry me 3 years ago when I was gorgeous and beautiful and funny. But now, I don't think he's going to look at me. So she started turning around, going to the other side. He's walking in, and he looked at the mirror. Sam, he see himself, he's missing the front teeth. He has scar on his face. He lost about 30 pounds. Doesn't have the body that he had before. He's walking with the heads down. Fear. He was nervous to continue walking toward the palace. Somehow, they gained power and the boat worked toward the middle and they met each other. He looked at her and say, you're so beautiful. And she said, I'm beautiful, look at me. She said, you're beautiful. You're so beautiful. She looked at him and said, look the best I ever see you. And he said, really? I mean, I don't have my teeth, I don't have nothing. I mean, my hair is shaved. And she told him, you're still beautiful. And they hug each other and they cry. What is this story? Sometimes when we look at people and we think about ourselves, they don't look beautiful. When we look at people and we think about them, they look gorgeous. So a lot of time when we want to experience beauty, is because we want the world to be beautiful so I can receive everything for me. But when you want the world to look beautiful for the world, then it's already beautiful. And that's really what it's all about. You know, when you're thinking about transformation and change. Jacob he refused to believe in himself. And for that reason, he made a condition with God and say, well, if that dream was real, I don't feel like I deserve it. But if it is, now I see the beauty of God. When did Jacob start to see the beauty of God? In the moment that he has gratitude. So those angels of going up and down, it's basically the angels that guiding us how to elevate and how to bring the blessing down. On top of it, if you think about the Vayetze, if you want to know about your life, what is your life all about, you got to read this portion even as a story. Even the story doesn't give you the whole understanding of the section. It's about us. Jacob started his life from scratch. No parents, no brother, no money, nothing. And he had to sleep in the street. And slowly, slowly develop himself to be a servant, to be a slave, finding a wife, building a tribe, and do the exit after he's become so successful. That's the story for this portion. But what does that mean for us? The idea is there is a war that's happening every day in this universe. And the war has to do with balance versus selfishness. The future father-in-law of Jacob, which mentioned in the end of this portion, his name is Lavan. Lavan was in charge to bring the selfish power into this world. Lavan believed that if you're selfish, you get what you want. Like most people believe in our generation. That's why all the motivational speakers don't talk about the true giving, you achieve your goal. Everything is about receiving. Even volunteering and giving. It's about me. The idea of Jacob was to get into places where I can create something called center column, which is the balance. That was the purpose of Jacob, and what exactly he tried to create in this world. And of course, how do you do it? How do you create balance in your life? What is that you need to do? So if you see what the Zohar said in verse 12 on Vayetze, Vayishkav, that when he went to sleep, and he slept on the stone, Vayishkav, V'yesh kav bet. What is yesh kav bet? Meaning, the whole idea, kav bet means 22. 22 is 22 letters. But it's also 10 dimension, 10 sephirot, plus the 12 tribes that came from Jacob. So it's a consciousness. So the beginning of everything, tell us the Zohar, that if you really want to change, if you want to do something with your life, you have to start with your mind. If your mind working, the rest will follow. For that reason, we did today meditation. On Monday, we're going to, with the help of God, continue to do meditation on Monday. So once the mind is working, everything is working. So consciousness first. Then come what? The dream. That's how you change. You need to dream. Either the dream come from outside, like Jacob, from God, or you need to dream. You have to have some vision. If you don't have a vision, it's a problem. So the question is, what is the vision first? What is that you need to visualize? Because some of us will get vision from outside, let's say what we call God, and we get inspired. You know, it's like when I coach people or company, I have a gentleman, two gentlemen, wonderful gentlemen from California, that they building a business. When I saw them, when I met them in person, then I met them again, and then I met them again, and then I met them again, I realized of the great potential. And I tell them, listen, guys, you can do way bigger business than you're doing now. So I inspire them to think big. So for them, I'm the inspiration, I'm the angel, I'm God or whatever. Not that I'm God or angel, but relative to the story. So I'm influencing them with inspiration to think big. And through that, they start dreaming. So the dream itself is coming as a message. The question, why Jacob received everything in a dream? That's what the Zohar asks. Because dream, to a prophet, is a very low level. Very low level. For us, maybe it's good, but for prophet, like Jacob, it's low. So why dream? Look what the Zohar answers in verse 48. ומשיב, אלא יעקב לא היה נשוי. He wasn't married then. והיה פלג גופה. It was part of a body, not a complete body. From here we learn that the man, spiritual man, cannot truly function or spiritually manifest himself until he get married. Shocking. And that's why it was a dream. What a simple answer. But after he moved to Israel, to the Holy Land, with the tribe, and everything was complete, and he had his soulmate with him, then it said, Vayar Elokim. Then God revealed to him without a dream. So here we learn that the beginning of building the balance in your life is, again, stages. You got to start from scratch. Don't feel like a victim. Move on, move forward. Need to have a dream. Need to have people who inspire you. Coaches, teachers, somebody who's around you, tell you to think big. And then you need a partner. You need to find a partner. Because every human being has to feel that they are half a body. If you feel your complete body, you're missing the whole secret and the whole message of this world. And I know that a lot of people get married, they're fighting, they have argument, and it's very normal to have argument and fight. But if you think straight, you will understand that you're fighting with the other half of your body. So when you're getting angry with each other, you are basically fighting about the same thing. There's no difference because you are part of the same thing. You know, for that reason, it was not a full revelation into Jacob. So that's the first condition of having a change of how is it work, you know, to have a balance of center column. Another one is the story of Leah and Rachel. Leah and Rachel are sister. Midrash said, the story said, twin sister. Rachel fall in love with Jacob. Jacob fall in love with Rachel. They go to the father, Lavan, his future father-in-law. He said to him, no problem, you can marry her if you be my slave for 7 years. Say, no problem, a deal. I don't have any money. Jacob, being smart, said to Rachel, listen, your father is a genius, but he's a snake. He's using all kind of witchcraft and black magic. Do me a favor. He will try to replace you with your sister. Because God told me that one of my children will be the one who saved the entire world, Joseph. And they told me that Joseph will come from you. So what do you want to do? He said to her, in the wedding, if he replaces you, and in those days they cover the bride totally so you don't see who you're married to. So when he replaces you, I'm going to give you a different sign under the canopy, and you do that, then I know it's you. And what happened? Her father did exactly what Jacob was concerned about, and he chose Leah over Rachel. Rachel didn't know what to do. If she wouldn't tell Leah, Leah will be embarrassed under the canopy and she will be kicked out. Can you imagine the embarrassment? If she will tell Leah, then Leah will do the sign and then she's cheating Jacob to be with another woman. What would you do? So Rachel make a conscious decision and she say like that. Well, if I will not tell Jacob, he will be surprised and disappointed. But if I will not tell my sister Leah, she will be really embarrassed. So she chose to tell Leah the secret of Jacob. And by that, Jacob find out only in the morning that Lavan fooled him. And he never complained to Rachel, by the way. You never find in the Bible a place where Jacob complained to Rachel because he knew how much pressure and how much black magic her father was using. He almost expected to happen. But what do we learn from that? To be giving your soulmate to another woman, to your sister. That's definitely create balance in your life. Why? I'm not talking about the act of giving your soulmate. I'm talking about the ability to let go of things that you built for so long and it's yours. Your home, your money, your pride, your popularity. And you're ready to let it go for the sake of the other person who will not get hurt. That is unbelievable. Because you're doing all the spiritual work, not because you're gaining something from it, because somebody else will get something out of it. Most of us do spiritual work to feel better, to be more clear mind. Oh my God, since I'm doing spirituality and meditation, my business do better. That's not the real reason. Rachel is teaching us, you want to have balance? Do it for others. But that's not the end, my friend. Tell us the Zohar in verse 215. ותצא לאה לקראתו. Now, after a while, Leah and Rachel are both his wife. They have 2 concubines. Some people say poor Jacob. Some people say lucky Jacob. He had 4 wives. Some people say poor Jacob. 4 wives. It's funny. Point of view, right? So you say like that. How do you share the husband? He belonged to 4 wives. But the main one is Leah and Rachel, the 2 sisters. So he said, ותצא לאה לקראתו ותאמר אלי תבוא. It was a calendar. Who is he going to be with? Because he need to create 12 children. But we don't know where the 12 children will come. Are they going to come from all from Leah or from Rachel? Rachel couldn't have kids now. Or they're going to come from the concubine. So it was a certain point, when you find it in this week portion, that Leah walked out of the tent and waited for Jacob. And when he's about to go sounds like this, to the tent of Rachel, to be with her. He said, excuse me, sir, tonight you are mine. The Zohar say, doesn't sound balanced, doesn't sound center column. What's going on? Or mitame. The Zohar mitame. The Zohar is wonder. How can Leah talk like this? That's not Leah's style. Leah and Rachel, they both have perfect center column. That's why they married Jacob. Mitame mila zu elai tavo. You have to come to me. Uchutzpah. It's audacity of Leah. And Leah never have audacity. Leah will not... Wait, can you imagine that? I'm sorry for the description. Women waiting outside of the door, and there is one man married to few of them. And the outside of the door, here on Cannon Drive. And the man passing by, his name is George. George, you with me tonight? It's not the style of a queen. Leah is a queen. Rachel is a queen. They both queen. They married Jacob. They married the perfect human being ever came to this world. How can that be? Look what the Zohar said. Umishuv enoken. It's not an audacity. Ela le'efech. Leah act like a queen. She act balanced, and it's exactly the opposite of what you think. I love when the Zohar said, Ela le'efech. It's totally the opposite. And I love when the Zohar does it, because the Zohar tried to help us not to judge Leah. מכאן למדנו, we need to study from Leah here, הענווה של Leah, how humble she was to get out of her house. Why she did that? שלא אמרה כלום בפני אחותה, והקדימה אל הדרך, ואמרה לו בלחש והודיעה לו. She ran into the road, so Jacob would not do a mistake and go by mistake to Rachel, and he cannot be with her at that night. And Rachel will be disappointed, and Jacob will be disappointed. So she found him on the path and whispered in his ears and tell him, I had a deal with my sister about tonight. You have to be with me. כי ברשות רחל היא, שכתוב כי שכור שררתיך מרחל. What happened? Rachel, previous story, asked herbs that Leah and her son Reuven has. It's called dudaim. I know whoever have that herbs are going to become a billionaire. That dudaim is a herbs, it's a fruit that basically mentioned in the Bible. There is no name for it in English. I think the Muslim in Israel call it tafah al-satan, meaning the apple of the devil, or the devil's apples, whatever that means.
Mandrake.
Mandarin?
Mandrake.
Mandrake. I don't know what it is. They say that's the name, but I don't think so. Dudaim. It's called dudaim. And it's a herbs that when the man and woman taking it, they have more desire for one another, and they have actually a connection to have kids because of that. So she tell him, listen, Rachel asked me those herbs, I gave it to her, and she told me, because you gave it to me, you can be with Jacob today. היינו שקיבלתי רשות, וכדי שלא יראה הדבר בעיני רחל, אמרה לו, בחוץ ולא בבית. So why she couldn't wait for him to come to a tent, and she said to him outside. Tell us the Zohar, because she didn't want her sister to be upset about it. So she wanted the sister to hear it, that she's actually telling the truth about her to Jacob. It's a very beautiful way of approaching life. And he continued, 216. לא עוד, אלא שפתח אוהלה של לאה היה בחוץ, והכניסה את יעקב מהפתח שלהם בחוץ, תן שנכנס באוהל רחל. So the tent was divided in a certain way, that her tent was outside. So before he come to the tent of Rachel. Why? Because it's not nice to speak in front of her sister, is mine now, because it's azut, meaning it's chutzpah, it's audacity. ולא תעיז לפני אחותה, ולא עוד שאלה לאה, אם ייכנס לכל אחד, אין זה צדק להוציאו משם, צריך הקדימה אותו בחוץ. And he say, if he's already going to Rachel, I cannot get him out. I don't know, I hope all the women who listen to it appreciate that and value the behavior. I say all women because a lot of time women get confused, because women represent purity, women represent feminism, women represent kindness and softness. And in our world today, the universe push women sometimes to lose the feminine side of them, because they don't know what to do. They have to fight for life. They have to fight sometimes for the kids, for the husband. They have to make a living. So life make you rough. But you have to learn from Leah. How can she be strong, but at the same time soft? Soft, still a female energy, still soft energy. Is able to keep that. And my friend, when we think like that, like Leah, that she was not one to embarrass her sister Rachel, and for that reason she say, "Vatomar elai tavo." For that reason, we learn from Leah being humble, being tznu'ah. A lot of people judge Leah when she tell Jacob, "You are with me tonight." They think that actually Leah act with chutzpah, with audacity. So it's the other way around. And that, my friend, help you to build your center column. That, my friend, help you to be balanced. So those of you who want to be more balanced this week and all year, you have to start looking for, how can I do something right and still make sure that nobody get hurt? If you think like that, you already in the center column. It's a very difficult to mix truth and kindness in the same time. A lot of people who say the truth hurt people, and a lot of people who's being kind are lying. Very difficult to combine those two aspects together. And what we learned from Leah, that she was able to get into that level, the truth, and still being kind. I just love that part so much. I'm going to drink for that. Kombucha. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. So, what do we learn from that? That without mechila, without being merciful, without being more forgiving, you cannot move on with your life. You're going to get stuck. If you cannot forgive someone, and I highly recommend to read my book when I'm talking about how to forgive people, you got to forgive. Because if you can't forgive people, you get stuck. I remember in the first year that I left my previous job, which most of you know what I did before, I was bitter. I was not happy. I was happy about what I did. But I thought I was treated like worse than a human being, worse than an animal. You know when you peel potato? That potato skin has no value. It's one thing it's sitting in your kitchen with no value. You can still fry it. But second, when you put it in the garbage, it's really bad. But when you put it from your garbage to the garbage in the street, that's how I felt. So I was a potato skin that went through a lot. So I had a choice to make. Either to feel bitter about my life, or to understand that the Creator want to give me a gift. And where I came from, as my wife and kids helped me a lot, was a lie. I didn't have real friends, which now I have so many good friends in my life that care about me. I never have so many friends who really care about me. I have so many people who really love me and care about me and are my friend. Some of them are my students, some of them are my friend, some of them are my client, but I make sure that my client, my student, all become my friend. I want them as my friend because I care for them and they care for me. And if you tell me that 4 years ago, I wouldn't understand what you're talking about. That's why it was so difficult for me to let go of my old life. And I was so bitter about it because I saw a lot of injustice that was done toward human beings, toward people. I saw a lot of abuse and use of soul. I saw a lot of people losing their identity over what? And I was not happy about it. I thought I want to bring revolution. And you need to know, when you try to bring revolution and you try to make the world a better place to be, first you have to be alone like Jacob. And I felt like Jacob. And it happened this week of what I tell you, 4 years ago. I was walking in the street. It was 5:30 in the morning after they changed the clock. 5:30 is still dark. And I'm walking. And I said, man, I had thousands of friends. Thousands of friends I have all over the world. And in 1 hour, it was narrow into no friends. I lost all of them. Can you imagine the feeling, the void? I'm laughing about it now. I didn't laugh then. I had a lot of tears in my eyes as I walk in the street for a long time. I had a lot of tears in my eyes. Now, I'm looking back, it was the best thing ever happened to me. Thank God for that pain. Thank God for that misery. It's so good that it happened. I wouldn't tell you when it happened then, you know. And I was walking to the street looking for a place to pray because I was not welcome to go to the old place where I used to pray for 30 years. Looking for a place to pray. Try to convince people in my sanity. Try to convince people in all this. Finding myself getting angry in the middle of explaining my point. And what was that all about? Who do I need to convince? It was all about convincing myself. So the people that I met, like Jacob met, of course I didn't act like Jacob perfectly. Jacob realized that you have to strip yourself out. You have to undress yourself from everything you have to be ready for the real gift. So I don't know how many of you want to have a real perfect life in all area. The tough part is the let go, is the forgiveness, is the ability. And I remember for the first year, I was just being bitter without my wife helping me. And it wasn't easy because the pain we went through as a family, the pain we went through as a father, as a husband, it was physical pain, spiritual pain, emotional pain. Everything you can think about was there, health-wise. And I couldn't talk to anybody about it because when you mention it, you sound too bitter and people expect you to be Moses because for being a leader of thousands of people, even if it was fake, in their eyes, you're still a leader. And I remember when I started teaching and lecturing through Vital, a lot of people came, stayed, people left, new people came, and the real ones stay. And the ones who stay are not just friends, they are family. They are more than a family. I don't know if there is people like that in the world. And sometimes I look at those people as they come here on Friday or Saturday. They are unbelievable human being, unbelievable soul. I'm asking God many times, please help me to appreciate them more. They do for me more than I can ever do for them. And in the spirit of thanksgiving, for me, is how can I thank each and every one of them in a level which is, wow, let's give me an idea, like, I gotta do something for them, like, they're unbelievable. And I have a real friend, real student, real people, my family become more real, the people I meet are more real, I can be more real, there's no more fakeness. I didn't know I was fake until I realized I was. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. So when we talk about Leah and Rachel and Jacob, we talk about three people that reach that level of balance and center column. You can reach a lot of great things by being selfish, and it will be selfish people around you to support your selfish goal, and you will feel like you did it, and they will acknowledge you that you did it. But in the end of the day, you accomplished nothing, and it's all fake. And I remember the day that I realized it. I have a friend from many years ago, her name is Sabrina. She helped me a lot in the beginning. And she introduced me to a guy to help me to work on the web. And I remember the first meeting I had with him. And I said to me, who are you? I said, well, I'm a famous speaker. I'm a public speaker all over the world. I speak in front of thousands of people. And I say, you starting a new place? I say, yes, vitaltransformation.org. I say, okay. So let's start like that. He's telling me the truth in my face. He's telling me, you know, you don't exist. So I don't exist. I'm doing it for 30 years. I'm one of the most famous speakers in that specific subject. He says, very nice. I mean, that's the past. But right now, you don't exist. You're gone. I felt like Jacob that day. So what are you talking about, God? I gave all my life. I gave all my life toward that. Saints not exist. And he helped me a lot. So you can cry, get angry, upset, just go outside, scream, and come back when you're ready. I mean, not going to help you. You need to know the fact is you don't exist. You don't even exist on the internet. And he started giving me all lectures. And the internet is like huge ocean. There is some memory of you've been there. But little memory, like a little match floating on the wave of the ocean. That's you. Now go find this little match. And as much as it was desperation, it created inspiration in me. Because it made me realize, like, wow, all right, I'm ready to build. And that's what motivated Debbie and me to build Vital and give lectures non-stop. I remember we bought the camera and I started 8 hours giving videos and video and video. What do you think? How did we accomplish 500 of video online in such a fast time? How do we accomplish community all over the world that watching our video? How do we accomplish to make it free? It's all because of your help and your friendship and because of you being real. We want our people to make it. What I was a sinner before. I'll tell you my sin. Before that, I want to make it. That's why it was fake. I want to make it. And that's why all the friends around me were selfish as I was selfish. And today I have to tell you my sin. I realize it. It took me some years to understand myself. And now when I understand myself, I want, like, my people around me, my friend, I have so many good friends around me. My friends are real. I want them to make it. When they don't feel healthy, I'm in pain. When I not do well in business, I can't. Sometimes they come to help me and I'm thinking about them. I'm saying, how can I think about me when I know they're not doing so well in business? And they refuse to receive. I want to give more and they refuse to receive. I have to tell you, I'm so blessed. So I'm telling you, to those of you going through some tough time, you need to remember the story of Jacob. Jacob, not only he get out of his problem, he's the one who built the 12th tribe. He's the one who built everything. Because remember, the one above, God, the Creator, see everything. And when you ask God, I want to be more real. I want to join a real friendship. I want to join a real business. I want to join a place that help people, not a place that use people for the sake of myself. Then God give it to you. And I have to tell you, I'm surrounding myself by amazing people. Just amazing, amazing. Every Shabbat, we're doing meditation outside my house. Then we do the pray and we eat together. I have so much joy. Every bite that my friend, my student, my client eat when I serve them food, when they enjoy, it's like I enjoy. That's the unity we have among us. But to build that unity, you have to strip down everything from the past to move into the future. And now come the explanation of the details of how it needs to be done. And this is a little bit complicated. I will do the best I can to explain it. And it's verse 346. What do you do? Jacob now, tell you the story. He have children. He's married Rachel and Leah. He have 2 concubines and 4 wives. And his wife is pregnant, Rachel. He has already 11 tribes that was born. 1 on the way, so it will be 12. Time to leave the camp, slavery camp of his father-in-law. He's there for about 20 years. How do you get out? How do you get out? How do you get out from a place that serves you money, food, success, everything, How do you get out? Because the first time he get out, he didn't have anything. So he had to go out. Now, can you get out from a place that the illusion is so strong like you're getting everything? And the second part, that was my story. Not the first time. Many people think that my story was Jacob, as he have nothing and he start from scratch. No, my friend. I had everything in my life before that, but it was fake. It came from the snake. To realize that the fulfillment you have come from the dark side, that's an art. That's a gift that God gave me. To tell me, Eliyahu, yes, you do have a house. Yes, you do have a family. Yes, you have 1,000 friends. Yes, you have fame and popularity like one of the top guys in the world that teach spirituality and Kabbalah. Let me tell you. All of that thing that you have is under the wrong umbrella. The umbrella that you are checking in from the sun so it will cover you, it's not to protect you from the sun. It's to capture you as a slave within that umbrella. Somebody put on Instagram today, a bird who was born in a cage will always think that flying is something insane. Let me repeat, a bird that born in a cage will think that flying is not allowed. Because bird doesn't know that flying is the purpose. That's why they stay in the cage if they're born in the cage. But some of them, maybe will try and fail. Some of them will try, fail, and make it eventually. It's almost like the book, John Livingstone, The Seagull, if you read it. You know, you gotta try. And for that reason, my story is how did I leave the house of Lavan? How was I able to house Lavan? You know how many people still stuck somewhere in their life in the house of Lavan? Some to addiction for drugs, some to addiction to approval, some to addiction for all kind of things. Many people connect to organized religion, or organized what people call a spirituality, or organized soft cult or hard cult that keep the people in there without even they know that psychologically they kept them. My dream was to release everybody from that umbrella. I couldn't. Maybe I fell, or maybe I made it. I tried to set up an example that there is a way out from that witchcraft house of Lavan. And I was able to make it. And my door is always open, if you know people who've been captured in different organizations and they can never leave. My door is open for you, because I know what you feel. And I know you know you cannot leave. And I know you can't stay, but the option of leaving and staying seems better. I know what you're thinking now. And I'm talking to your heart, and I know what you're going through. But I'm telling you, you have to take the risk of leaving. Otherwise, you're wasting your life that God gave you. And God doesn't want you to waste your life. He wants you to do something out of your life. And I remember the day that I left, I said to God, God, I really want to know you. And if after I left, things will get worse, then I know it was a mistake from you, God. It was the wrong thing. If things get better, I know that you are the one who put it in my mind to make it happen. And the funny part, the first year, in my mind it was going terrible. It was going well, but in my mind it seemed like it's going bad because I was angry about a lot of things that nothing worked. But if you look at it now, it was a blessing even then, the first day. I just refused to see it. So all of us in this week have to look for that center column and the balance. But part of finding the balance is to have bravery to do things that you don't feel you're ready for yet. You got to do that. And when I'm reading from this section in the Zohar that I'm just in it, and it says that when Jacob about to leave the camp of slavery camp, he had to trick Lavan. They had a deal, and they say, you know what? The sheep, the herd, the animal, the beast that grow in a certain color, in a certain shape will be mine, and the other sheep, Lavan, will be yours. But Jacob didn't just sit there and wait for a miracle to happen. He initiated different thing. He used different, he carved in the wood, and he did all kind of thing to make sure the sheep look like Jacob's sheep, so they can live. In a way, it looked like cheating. When you are under a spell or under black magic, I don't wish it to none of you, but if you are, please reach out to us and we will fix it for you. We have a way to fix all problems. We have a way to fix all magic and black magic that happened to you. We have right now the answer for you. If you feel that your life is stuck and you're not moving, maybe you're under a spell, like I was, like Debbie was, like my family was. Not easy to deal with those things. So he had to do something so he can get out of them. And for that reason, it say that those sheep, when they come to drink the water, and they saw the different shape that he put there, then the sheep automatically look at that shape appear on their skin, and that shape make them belong to Jacob. Who are those sheep? Who are those sheep? One explanation, said the Zohar in 348, is different kind of angel, the sheep. One coming from judgment, one coming from mercy. והולכים ומשוטטים בעולם, and those angels traveling into the world, to watch people, for good or bad. And the people is also like sheep, depends where are you going with your life. Are you going to choose Lavan, which is going to fulfill all your selfish need? All what you have to do is to be a slave to Lavan, but he will take care of you from A to Z. Fake taking care, you know what I'm saying? Until you're falling apart. Until you no longer can benefit the evil king and the evil queen. When you can no longer sustain them with money, with people, with pride, they no longer need you there. You know what I'm saying? So if you leave, you got nothing. If you stay, you're a slave until you got nothing to offer, then you're not even a slave. You're going to go back to the street. What would you do? Would you do what Jacob did? Use your brain. Especially with God agree with you. That's the only way out, by the way. Only way out. So, when we look at what Jacob did with the sheep, it's called akudim, nekudim, ubrudim. 3 words that mentioned in the deepest Kabbalah. I wish I can explain it to you highest level, but I promise that this lecture will not be that deep. Akudim, nekudim, ubrudim is different stages of our creation. Akudim meaning binding. That's been the universe. Before it came to this universe, everything was binding into one. Nekudim mean dat. The dat meaning when the first dat came down, meaning the first concept of Malchut, the receiving force, come down. Ubrudim is basically a combination, what we call the center column, to get to center column. So the purpose of life as a sheep, or as Jacob, or as whatever you want to call yourself, is to get to the center column in your life, to find the balance of the center column. Because if you're going to go into a place that you are only surrounded by yourself by people who give you what you want, so you can give them what they want, it's not going to, maybe it's not going to end up bad, but you're missing the purpose of your life. Get less, but get real. Don't get more and get fake. You know, the electrons, the size of the electrons seem big, but it's empty. So think about your life. Do you want to become electrons, a neutron, a proton? What do you want to become? If you want to become real, stop looking for how things benefit you only. There's other people around you. For that reason, it was actually my daughter who came up with the idea of donating to the soldier. So we can give as much as food for the soldier who looking for kosher food actually. That's what we're doing. There's a soldier in the United States of America that asking if there is a way we're helping them. And that's what we're doing. Today the shipment just arrived, and with the help of our friends and volunteers, tomorrow we're gonna ship it. I'm so happy. When the truck arrived today with all the food, I was watching, I said, I'm so blessed to be in a place that I can organize a way to share with so many people. That's how you're getting out of Lavan. In this spirit of Thanksgiving, I also want to thank everybody here, include my wife, of course, and my kids who are helping me to get to this level. I want to thank the camera and the new microphone from Rob. I want to thank the tent from Michelle and Rob. I want to thank our people that always making sure that there is cookie and cake and laughter and fun. There's always something going on. There's always something going on in our life. Always something going on in our life. So people are chasing us to give all the time. I want to thank also my friend Englander family that always being friend for me, being advisor, being a student, being a client, being all of it. Always there to said, what else can we do for the people? And I want to tell you, Thanksgiving is coming. If you have family and you need to be with the family, please be more forgiving. Find the center column. And if you are alone, sit with yourself and pray to God, and God will answer your prayer. I promise you. I was in a very dark place and very bitter place when I pray, and God answered my prayer. You are not in a dark place like me. You're in a much better place. So pray, and you will see how far your prayer will go. God will definitely answer your prayer by you going out there and say, God, I want to meet real people. I want to meet real friend. And you will see the miracle that will happen in life. We're not going to do meditation today. It's Thanksgiving. And because I did it this morning, and I hope you're going to listen to it. It's on Instagram. You can go ahead and watch it. It's about 20 minutes Instagram video that you can enjoy. Is there any question there? So let me wish you, thank you. I love you. And happy Thanksgiving. And thank you for being in our life. Really appreciate you. Toda rabba. Thank you.